Hi guys, welcome to the Fox Hunt. I am a terrible daughter and I didn't record the first transmission that was at 5 o'clock because I had literally just got to the spot and I was figuring it out.
Hi, I'm Eric, N1JUR, and today I got a little bit of a fun thing that we're doing with the club today. We haven't done in a while a live fox hunt. If you remember, about 2 years ago on my channel, I had done a live fox hunt with my daughter and her friends, and it was a smashing success and everybody in the club loved it. And then, COVID kind of hit and kind of stopped all that for a little while. So we have been having a insurgence of more activity in the club with folks wanting to do fox hunts and stuff. So we are again setting up another live fox hunt today. So we're heading over to the school, and I'm hoping to kind of, if you're interested in doing one of these in your club yourself, I'm going to just share some of my experience here and let you know how I put it together, and I'll put a link to all the documentation and everything that I use so you can use the script if you want to. First thing you want to do with the fox hunt is obviously get your club interested in doing one if you're a part of a club. If you're not, try to get a bunch of people involved. If you're also not going to be the one that's going to be the actual live fox, then you might want to appoint maybe one of your family members if they're so inclined and have their radio license. Or if you don't, find another club member, see who would volunteer, and just let them know that you'd have a script. Once you do that and you finally get everything set up, step 2. There's a document that I have included in all of my links to my website and in the description. And that document is a couple of different pieces of paper. The one I'm referring to is the one you're going to probably want to bring with you to the police station. In this day and age, it's always better to be safe than sorry sometimes. And so I suggest strongly that you take the document that I have and word it and change it to your liking. But head on to your local police station. Just let them know that day of that you're a ham radio operator. If you're lucky enough that you're like our club, we have a good relationship with the police department, and so they are already know that we are in the community. And so I'm just going to go let them know that if they see any weird people wielding antennas and radios and wearing brightly colored clothing, that type of stuff, that there's no cause for alarm, and that if they have any questions, just to call my cell phone. And I let them know in the details of the location that we're at, what we're doing, for how long, so forth and so on. So it kind of just covers that base. It really doesn't do anything except, helps obviously secure your event. And if any of the weirdos or crazies pick up their cell phone to call in to say that they see total strangers on the side of the road doing funny things with sticks and what looks like walkie-talkies, that that they don't have to cause alarm for that. We're going to head over to our, where everybody's going to meet up. You're going to spend about 15 minutes. I give yourself some planning time or some waiting time where once everybody shows up or gets an opportunity to show up, you can then kind of dive into my next document, which is basically the rules for the fox hunt itself. So I have several printout sheets just like this, and all those links are again in my description. that cover the general safety rules of a fox hunt, what you should bring, all of those types of things. Now, I would strongly recommend taking that second document and sending it out or posting it maybe on your club website in advance to let people know that they can pre-read this stuff, do a little prep, get ready for the event, and then you kind of got everybody up to speed before things start to happen. Once you get to your meeting spot, you're gonna get everybody set up. I would say print out the live fox hunt documentation. Make sure you got some extra radios and arrow antennas, or if you made a couple of your own tape measure Yagis. There's a bunch of great resources out on the web. I'll leave that link that we used in our club to make antennas for the fox hunt. And you give everybody the documentation, you kind of go over the details about it, and make sure everybody understands the rules and what's going on and when the transmit cycles start, because you'll then need to, at this point, make sure your fox, whoever that is, has already headed out to the destination spot, texted you that they're all set up and ready to go. And before you leave, you always want to make sure you test the radios too, that they can transmit and there's no problems. Is make sure you spend a little time programming the radio that the fox is going to be using to make sure that it actually works and you can transmit out and hear on another HT before they leave. This isn't my first rodeo, but I didn't double check to see when my fox left whether or not she was running an FM simplex. She was, when she went out to the destination spot to get set up, she started transmitting. Nobody could hear her. We ran into a little bit of problems. I had to go out to where she was and found out that the radio was sitting in digital mode because it's a Yaesu radio and it has digital. So yeah, once we solved that problem, things got a little bit better.
Like all things, there are a little bit hiccups. We just found out that I was doing digital the entire time. So those last transmissions, they didn't go through. But we're gonna restart.
Okay, so we are cooking with gas now. I can hear her. I've got the squelch just a little bit up. She is currently reading, I have no idea at this point, probably War and Peace. Can I get a mouse cookie? We'll see. We'll have some of that video footage that I'll throw in here in a little bit.
This time that Yuri Gagarin was the first ever human in space. Another fun fact, there are things called Elmers, and I know a lot of Elmers. My father's one. But imagine you want to learn something new. There's a high probability that...
So we are confident now from where I am at our home base location here, where everybody left from, that we're able to successfully hear the fox. Our two intrepid fox hunters have reported back via text that they're struggling a little bit. And they did hear her and they heard her transmit, but they had a little bit of a challenge trying to triangulate her and get her in some general vicinity. But that doesn't mean that they didn't learn a lot. They didn't get better at being hunters. With that, when you do your first fox hunt, just know that it's not always going to be the most popular thing.
This is KC1RWB.
Oh.
The fox for the Granite
There we go.
ARA live fox hunt. That was quite a game. I really do hope some of you were able to track me down. But I do have to say this is the time for signing off. So hopefully someone is close to me and is able to find me. But otherwise, I hope you guys had a wonderful time playing the game. And then, for now, I hope I can sign off soon.
There you go.
KC1 RWB B Fox for the Grand State ARA Live Fox Hunt. 7-3.
There you have it. Here's a tip that I'm learning today that I'm going to bestow on you guys. One of the things you might want to try, especially if you got a lot of newer hunters in your midst and they're trying things out for firsthand, set up an easy transmitter in the parking lot. Obviously, wherever, like it doesn't have to be super huge. And then have everybody kind of calibrate their gear. I think a lot of us assume that the last time we used it is going to mean that the next time we use it, it should work fine, which we all know in the ham radio world, that is never the case. That's why we practice what we do over and over and over again so we know our equipment well. So I would say, set up a small little transmitter off about a couple of 100 feet or whatever or less that where are, and then just have everybody calibrate their antennas and their HTs so they know how to see their signal meter, they know how to see their equipment, and that they're not, causing any blockage in their capabilities of receiving the antenna. Mike, who's a good fox hunter, and he does our fox is out in the woods, hasn't had an opportunity because he's been doing that for our club, putting them out and placing them and whatnot, that he hasn't had an opportunity to try fox hunting himself. So he built all his attenuators and everything else like that, and he was super psyched, and he showed back up here. And luckily my daughter, who is also the fox, was able to transmit at the time, and he realized that his attenuator was actually causing him a blockage in between. So yeah, lessons learned. If you're going to have a really successful fox hunt, have all your hunters tune their equipment. All in all, not a bad fox hunt. Had a small group show up. So we had a total of 2 fox teams, we'll say, and they both tried their best. They had some complications with their equipment, and as I mentioned earlier, should have probably tested it beforehand. But all in all, the fox came back undefeated one more time, and I think we learned a lot. We're gonna continue to improve these fox hunts with the goal, that we'll just continue to be able to get more people involved. If you're doing a fox hunt the first time, you don't have a lot of people show up, don't get discouraged. Just know that the more you keep promoting it, the more you provide opportunity for folks to be able to attend. Maybe they got busy, maybe their work schedule, their work life balance is out of whack and they just can't find time to do it. Get feedback, find out what days might work better for others, that you can get more people involved. And do more on your club events. Offer to do a fox hunt, demonstration. Offer to build, the tape measure Yagi in your next club meeting and get people to, purchase or bring all of those materials in and build them. Just kind of step in and get people more interested in the process. And you keep at it, you'll eventually get more people involved, and it'll become one of those things that you envisioned, it would turn out to be. So all in all, thanks again for watching. Hopefully these tips were helpful for you. I know we're going to do another live fox hunt probably at the end of September. And so with that, thanks again for watching. I'm Eric, N1JUR, and POTA on.
Hopefully someone finds me this time. Good luck. My father uses it for hobbies and YouTube. And now he has a big YouTube following. You should like and subscribe. So where I am is a little parking lot, and I'm facing the road so I can see all the cars that go by. And I just saw a car with like an antenna, and I was like, is it them? Is it them? I don't think so. But like I'm a little on edge. I don't think they'll find me, to be honest, just because we had a little technical difficulties, but I'm still on edge. I don't think they'll find me.